Hey there guys, welcome back to Texas Beer Reviews, and on this episode and for the next two episodes and then next weekend we'll be doing something pretty special. So I am in a BIF group on Beer Advocate, which means Beer at Forward. It's a bunch of guys and we send each other beer across the country and it's really fun. Just get to try a bunch of good local stuff. Anyway, it's our locals BIF. So for this round that we're in, because we have a bunch of different rounds, we had two different targets, two different people in the group, and we sent each a 6-shipper of 3 beers, at least, that were uncovered or anything, so you got to see 3, and then you had 3 beers that were wrapped, like in paper. You don't know what they are. So the whole thing about this is that there's days 1, 2, and 3, which is today, and Saturday, Sunday, and then 4, 5, and 6, which is the following weekend. And we do like a blind tasting of it and then reveal the beer to see what you're drinking, so it's pretty fun. So this is beer number 1. I do believe this is a can, and it would be from Tresnor, is his BA handle, out of North Carolina. So yeah, I don't know what this is, but feels pretty cool. So let's check it out and see what it is. Got the trusty Tiku treehouse. So I'm gonna try to not reveal the sides of this yet. If I can get it open. He did a pretty good job wrapping it. So, okay. Coming off slowly. Take me like half the video just to unwrap this. Okay. Okay. Let's not reveal what is on the side of this can. Alright, so I don't know what this is, but I need to get more of this off without looking at the side. I am really close. All right, pretty good, I think. Okay, so I think I've got this enough to where I can pour this in and it's not going to spill. All right, so oh wow, all right, that's quite a bit of liquid in there. Looks like a stout. Got a hell of a lot of carb, doesn't it? All right, let this settle down a little bit. Still a bit here in the can. I'll probably pour this back in a bit. Alright, so I got a hell of an aggressive pour on that, just because I didn't want to spill any on the paper here, or all over the desk. But that is a huge mocha brown head. Nice dark black-brown color. So I'm going to very much be betting this is a stout. Pull this here. Alright. Holding that carbonation pretty well, that head, so let's see if we can get an aroma on this. I did pull this out of my fridge, so it's probably still a little bit too cold. I wasn't sure what to expect, so I just stuck it in the fridge anyway. Probably need to let this warm up a bit. But off the bat, I'm getting some baker's chocolate notes. Definitely some nice kind of roasty chocolate. Maybe a hint of a cola. Yeah, definitely hints of some cola. A little bit of a dried dark fruit, but it's got this nice big, like, deep cocoa type aroma going. Yeah, like tons of cocoa. Really, it's like just I'm getting just like fresh cocoa pretty much. Man, that's quite some head retention, huh? Goodness. All right. Smells pretty good. So let's get through all these suds and check out the taste. Cheers. Yeah, definitely got some nice big roasty dark chocolate. I'm getting a really big like cocoa baking kind of a chocolate on there, like a baker's chocolate. It's nice and roasty on the back end. It's pretty. It's got. Almost went to the mouthfeel there a little bit. Back up. It's got a bit of the dried dark fruit notes, just a little bit of cola. But yeah, the cocoa and the baker's chocolate is huge. It almost tastes like liquefied like cocoa to me. Wow. That body is out of this world, though. It's really, really full. Really, really full. This is nice and full and creamy. The carbonation, as much as you see here, like, I think it's just because I got a really aggressive pour on this. It is very soft. Hint of bitterness on the back end, but it's really, really more of kind of a roast bitterness, not really a hot bitterness, but it's not too intense. I really want to let this warm up a bit more, which I'll probably do, of course, after I finish the video. You know, if I want to adjust my score later on, I will. Wow. I don't know if I've had it, like, I'm assuming this is brewed with chocolate. All right, I'm assuming this is a stout brewed with chocolate. And I feel like it's massive amounts of cocoa. Not getting any alcohol in the nose. If it's there in the taste, it's not very much. Like, barely any. So, just based on what I'm having so far, it's definitely a stout. I'm not quite sure if it's imperial, but based on the body, it feels imperial, but based on the ABV, it doesn't. So I'm assuming this is probably brewed pretty well. I'm thinking it might be somewhere in the 8% range, maybe a little higher. Could be upwards of 10. And brewed with chocolate. Definitely chocolate. I'm not sure about any other additives. I don't really get any vanilla. It could have coffee, but that might just be the roasted malts. So I'm going to say at the moment that this is just a stout or imperial stout brewed with chocolate. I'm leaning more towards, I don't know, it's hard to say between just if it's a stout. If it is a stout, I would want to say it's probably higher. You know, maybe 7+. I'd say probably anywhere between like 7, could hit 10, but I don't know. So before I pour more and let this warm up, let's see what this is. The reveal. Let's see how close I got, because this would be the first blind review that I've ever done. It actually has some tape on it here, so I'm gonna grab a box cutter. And cut this. One more thing, I don't get any barrel character, so I don't think this is barrel aged. Maybe it could be too cold, I don't know, but I don't think this is barrel aged. But I guess we'll find out here real soon. And this is... okay. Alright, so this is from NoDa, and this is their Monstro Russian Imperial Stout. Oh, wow, it is aged in oak bourbon barrels. And 11.2%, so I was just a bit off from the ABV. This is actually 11.2. 72 IBUs. So I'm starting to feel bitterness a little bit on the back end, but I don't know if I could have With imperial stouts, it's always kind of tough because the sweetness kind of covers it up. Anyway, let's read about it. So, Neptune said, to the sea there should be a terrible monstro, born from its darkest depths. It should be stout with the strength of a whale. This is that beer, of toasted barley mass, rounded out by the vanillas, molasses, and oak of bourbon barrel aging. Enjoy the deep. Pretty cool label. I really like the can right here with the whale. It's awesome. Let's flip these. There we go. So, Monstro from NoDa. And NoDa is, of course, let's find what part. Charlotte, North Carolina. I haven't had much from them. I've had their flagship IPA that they had. God, now I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's gonna come to me after them. But anyway, wow, I did not expect this to actually be bourbon barrel aged. So it's probably just a little bit too cold. That's kind of what I was worried about. But we're gonna let this warm up and see if the barrel notes come out. I'd really like to pause this video and come back to it and kind of talk about it, but I'm so worried that it's going to go corrupt, and I do not want this kind of video to go corrupt. So let's give it another sip right here before I end this, just see if we can pick up any barrel notes, as this is kind of warmed up just a little bit. Still feels pretty cold, you know, in the 40s. I'd like it to be 55, but or higher. I think I'm starting to get a little bit of it. Now, of course, maybe things, you know, now that I know that it's barrel aged, but I think as I got a little bit more of a bourbon heat kind of there. But yeah, I mean, right off the bat, as it was cold, I didn't guess it. Now, I don't know if that would have changed if it had warmed up. No, that's what I'm seeing what it is. But I'm starting to get a little bit more. But I would definitely say to let, you know, have this or in that area or looking to trade for anything from NoDa, I would say let this warm. It's definitely going to probably show that bourbon character a lot more as it warms. I really thought that this was brewed with chocolate, so that is actually very impressive. They got such a big cocoa note, you know, out of these malts. So that is really awesome. Anyway, thanks again, Tresnor. And keep an eye out for day number 2 tomorrow. So, with all that said, rating. This is actually really, really good. I know that as this warms up, the barrel character is going to come out a little bit more, and I really want to go actually 4.5 on this. And what pushes this over the edge, I'm a big mouthfeel guy, and it's the mouthfeel on this. Carbonation is nice and soft. The head retention is incredible on this. The carbonation is nice and soft, and the body is really full. The chocolate note, the Baker's chocolate note, I absolutely love. And I think this barrel character is going to come out more as it warms. So I will not hesitate to pull a 4.5 on this beer. This is actually really awesome. So, thank you again, Tresnor. And keep an eye out for day number 2 tomorrow, which will be a beer from Pennsylvania. So, and then Sunday we go back to North Carolina. I think. Actually, I don't know. I'm just assuming. It's a locals biff, so maybe, but maybe not. Anyway, with all that said, that is it for this episode of NoDa's Monstro blind review. So, check back tomorrow. Anyway, think global, drink local, and cheers.